All right, guys, I am back. I'm JB Gunner. This is Heel Nation. It's been a while, huh? Anyways, I assure you I'm back. I'm back, and I'm going to go ahead and keep pushing. Anyways, guys, today I'm going to be giving you all the news going around in pro wrestling today. We got Bron Breakker. He will be returning, more than likely, for WrestleMania. I want to talk about the Ricochet bullshit for a while, because you know I don't like this cocksucker anyway. We'll talk about Ricochet. Tonga fined, 5 figures for doing something pretty major. We'll talk about all the news today. Will Jim Johnston eventually go into the Hall of Fame? Sid Vicious is going into the Hall of Fame. We'll get into all that and more today. I'm JB Gunner, this Heel Nation. Let's go.
Bring it back.
All right, guys, it is so good to be back with you again. I promise I'm not going anywhere. I am back. WrestleMania season here. It'll start the next season, and I will be here for sure. Anyways, I will drop to you all the top stories of today, and kind of. I'm not gonna be doing a review of Raw today. I'm gonna try to do my reviews after the show, and they'll be quick. They're not gonna be play by play like a lot of the people, like JD from New York or Silent Monster, anything like that. It won't be a live stream. It'll just be a video after the show where I give you my thoughts on the show. But today, what we are going to do is talk a little bit about the show, just in general, as we proceed towards WrestleMania. All right, so we're going to start off with this. Bron Breakker, who I think is, without a doubt, him and Obafemi, easily two of the best prospects that we have right now. They are the future of the WWE. Says major update on Bron Breakker ahead of WWE WrestleMania 42. It says that his recovery is what's being updated here. And he's been off TV for a while, we know this, but it is being reported that Bron Breakker is expected to be at the WWE Performance Center. This is according to Pro Wrestling Elite. Breakker is expected to be at the Performance Center this week. Obviously, this is a major step towards being cleared for WrestleMania. Many people know that, obviously, he is probably going to be wrestling Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Here's the truth, though. I think these injuries fucked this whole thing up. Seth Rollins is now doing the black outfit, black mask bullshit, and I think everybody knows this is lame. And Bron Breakker, he got injured at the absolute worst time. The absolute worst time. And for Seth Rollins, when you look at the entire Vision thing, I think the entire Vision, despite the fact I think it was a great idea at first, the entire gimmick, the entire story, I think is now fucked up. So you got Seth Rollins, you get him to come back. He wrestles Bron Breakker. There's no titles on the line. And to be perfectly honest, yeah, we got the Usos that's probably going to be, having a match again next week with the Vision. Other than that, we haven't had any build, and they can't, I guess, because Breakker's not cleared. We haven't really had any build at all for Breakker Seth. I know a lot of you guys can sit and say, well, we've had the Vision and the Paul Heyman thing and this and that. I'm just going to be honest with you, man. I don't think this is a WrestleMania quality match anymore. I think they would be better off holding Seth Rollins out and then continuing this storyline after WrestleMania. But I think when you do this, I think you got to add something more to the Vision. I think you got to add LA Knight to the Vision. I think LA Knight, he needs a heel turn. I think I understand a lot of people are like, yeah, but the crowd is going to pop when he wins the title. He's not going to win the world title. So, let's just call it what it is. There's too many superstars right now for LA Knight to win this. Now, my problem is this. Seth Rollins is a shitty face, so what exactly are you going to do with this storyline? I think they backed themselves into a corner by the Vision attacking Seth. You essentially turn Seth into a face, and Seth Rollins is horrible as a face. So I don't know what we do in this situation, because you have somebody that's still a heel in Seth Rollins, in my opinion, against one of the biggest heels in the company, which is Bron Breakker. So the only possibility is somehow you do a double turn, the old Bret Hart, Steve Austin thing, and maybe Bron Breakker goes face and then Seth remains heel. I have no fucking clue. But I actually don't think this is a WrestleMania quality match, even though it was going to be one of their biggest storylines leading into WrestleMania. Let me know what you guys think about that. So we got Bron Breakker, but it's probably going to return. I'm going to get into this Ricochet shit. Okay? I'm going to get into this Ricochet shit. If you do not know, Ricochet ended up issuing an apology because Fire Ricochet was trending. If you guys don't know what occurred, Ricochet essentially, basically there was a fan named Sandy. And this fan named Sandy said that Ricochet's acting has not got better. Ricochet must have looked at her profile because he then fired back with, "I'm glad you got MS." Problem is, we live in a pussy world today. We live in a pussy world where people take everything too seriously. And as much as I hate Ricochet, and now, trust me, on this channel many times over the years, I've talked about how much I hate this motherfucker. I'm going to be honest with you. He is a heel. Ricochet, his only pop has come as a heel. Ricochet is, I get it, he's emotional on the internet, and that's what led to this, but I'm going to be perfectly honest. I feel like if you're a fan and you're insulting a professional wrestler on Twitter, then what you're trying to do is pull him in to your world. Now, of course, if you pull him into your world, he's going to act like a professional wrestler. And to be perfectly honest, with all the hate that some of these wrestlers get on the Twitter, I don't mind at all. Like, if I'm going back and forth with Ricochet and he's like, "Yeah, and you're fat," and, why would I be offended by that? And so if I wouldn't be offended by someone that I'm starting shit with, that I'm talking shit with, calling me fat, I think that if you have MS or any kind of retardation issues, and you're sitting there talking shit to a wrestler, and he fires back at you, I feel like that's part of the game. I don't give a fuck if it's a woman. Pro wrestling is men shit. It just really is. It's men shit, and there's going to be shit talking, there's going to be faces, there's going to be heels. I actually, for once, I'm going to defend him. I get it, all you tards out there are going to be like, "Oh, but you can't make fun of a mental illness." Yes, you can. You can make fun of mental illness, physical illness, any of that shit. Anyway, he did come out and apologize. He said, "I took out my hatred for the IWC on Sandy, and inadvertently others who are affected by MS. She didn't deserve it, and for that I sincerely apologize." He said, "Moving forward, I will do better." Now, to me, it was obvious somebody got in touch with him. Somebody told him to do this. And he actually did double down at one point. He did actually double down. Because as you can see, he says, "I'm glad you got MS." And then he responded initially, before he deleted everything and apologized. He says, "It's so hilarious that the amount of little bitches who has tweeted and wished harm on me, who have wished even death, said some of the most vile things to me and my wife, people who try and make fun of me every day. But those same little bitches can't take it when I do it back." And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I agree with him. As someone that has to read comments on several different YouTube channels every single day, someone that's been in the public light, not as much as Ricochet, every single day for the last 20 years, it's a consistent problem that exists. The fan base and the people that view your shit, they think that they can talk to you any motherfucking way they want. And if you say anything back to them, you need to be canceled. You know how many death threats I've gotten, how many times I've been doxxed, how many times people went after my kids, my family, my wives, anything like that. It's happened so many times. And then when I fire back, all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. You think that entertainers have to deal with your shit. No, we don't have to. And we might fire back harder than you, better than you, bigger than you. My only thing is, I don't think strangers should talk to anybody like this, but if you're gonna talk to an entertainer like that, don't be so upset when he fires back and makes fun of you. Seriously. I don't think that being an entertainer means that we must deal with your shit, period. I don't think it entitles you to be able to insult us and not fire back. So he did delete the tweet, that's true. And it come to find out that an AEW producer, somebody who used to be in WWE's, very big on the independents, Chris Hero, was identified as the friend who contacted Ricochet and advised him to delete the tweet, in which he expressed gladness that an ex-user had multiple sclerosis, blah, blah, blah. So yes, obviously they go way back, Chris Hero, Ricochet, from the indie days. And so they're saying that he's the one that convinced them. And it was really funny because AEW and Tony Khan said, we didn't tell him to take it out. Yeah, but you had an AEW producer do it. I still can't stand AEW. It is what it is. But when it comes to Ricochet, just to be honest, I don't find this offensive at all. I find it offensive that you, as the people that watch whatever entertainer you watch, I find it very offensive that you think that you could talk whatever shit you want to talk and you're immune to getting shit talked back. You could joke about anything. If we look, I'm that type of person. When we was joning in school and we were going back and forth, dissing each other, there was nothing off limits. If I knew your mother was a whore, I talked about the fact that your mother was a whore. If I knew your sister was retarded and drooled all over herself, God damn it, I talked about your sister being retarded and drooling all over herself. That's just kind of the way it works. Nothing is off limits when we're going back and forth if that's the way you want to play it. So, anyways, let's go on to get into the Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga has been fined 5 figures by the WWE for recent incident. Now, you may say, what the fuck did Tama Tonga do? Well, the answer is this dummy posted a WWE pre-show rehearsal video. This is the problem with pro wrestling today. Nobody gives a shit about kayfabe at all. They're just giving the secrets away. And everybody in the history of watching wrestling knows that you don't show people behind the curtain. I get it, WWE does WWE Unreal, but this is insane. Somebody like Gunther would have tried to chop his fucking face off for this shit. I'm going to show you the video. Because, this doesn't respect the video. This doesn't respect the business. And ultimately, that's the problem here, is that this entire thing just doesn't respect the business. Let's go ahead and take a look at the video that got him in trouble. So the backstage video. Now look, so you see Cody Rhodes in there. You see the whole fucking crew just chilling. Solo sitting there. Was that Roman?
Hey, T, what time doors open?
Now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's almost like the killer.
Yeah. So they're recording all this shit, sending it out there. That's definitely a good reason for your ass to get fined 5 figures. I'm just going to say that now. That's a good reason for you to get fined 5 figures. Now, he does react after this. He got the fine. He didn't react much. They didn't tell us how much he got fined, but basically he just hit us with the little emoji. Tama Tonga is a veteran. He knows better than this shit. He wrestled in Japan. He's been around a long time. So Tama Tonga got fined, and I'm going to be honest, he deserves every bit of the fine. If I was the other wrestlers around there, I'd be pissed off. When we're talking about somebody this is Haku's son, right? Tama Tonga's Haku's son, right? Like, him of all people should know better than this shit. Toni Storm, her AEW absence, apparently she's going to be gone the rest of the year. Come to find out, Toni Storm's absence, according to Dave Meltzer, is not due to injury. Which, you know what this wasn't Toni Storm a lesbian in real life? I say that because if it's not an injury and she's going to be gone the rest of the year, what else would it be? The Wrestling Observer Radio are adding to the situation. Obviously, we know that she's going to have a much longer absence than previously expected. and they strongly suggest that whatever forced the sudden change was not injury related. While discussing the altered plans for Dynamite, Dave Meltzer explained that the match change involving Mina Shirakawa was never part of the original booking. So, if you don't know what happened, Toni Storm was supposed to wrestle the chick that was part of the, what was the chick's name? Marina Shafir, right? So she gets attacked prior to the show. Now, this is after the Ronda Rousey thing, so I just assume they're trying to tell us that Ronda Rousey attacked her, right? Well, come to find out, I don't even know if they're going to go with that storyline because Toni Storm is not going to be back for the rest of the year. Now, it's not polite to speculate, but come on, man. It's a woman. She does it. If she's not injured, she's going to be gone what seems like longer than 8 months, longer than 9 months. I could be wrong, but I think, because they found out that Wednesday morning, that very morning of that Dynamite is when they found out. So, what could you find out that morning that would put someone out over a year that's not an injury? In my opinion, she's pregnant. So, I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. Now, and I find that kind of crazy. Here you bring in Ronda Rousey, and, well... Now, Bandito, and then some irony, Bandito, suffering from visa issues, may not affect his AEW schedule. I saw this story, and I'm not a Bandito fan, and I'm definitely not a Brody King fan, that liberal sack of shit. That libtard motherfucker with his fuck ice chants and shit like that. I find it really funny that are they still even tag team partners? I find it fucking hilarious that what we got here is Donald Trump's visa ban may ban Bandito. Hold on. How the AEW being exempt from President Donald Trump's visa ban may mean Bandito's okay. So basically what we got is Bandito will not be able to appear at the event. This is an indie event reported by Sean Rossap. And basically this is a visa issue. Now they're saying that Trump, of course, gave... exemptions to the WWE, AEW, and UFC. So more than likely, he's going to be able to come in here and compete for the AEW. But I find it extremely funny and laughable that Mr. Ice, Brody King, is like they were really working together very well. And now Bandito can't get back into the fucking country for visa issues. Yeah. It's not your country, bitch. It's not your country. It is what it is. I don't think he should have gave these cocksuckers the exemption, but that's just me. Let's go ahead and continue. Austin 316 Day ticket promotion proves to be a massive success. The WWE moved plenty of tickets thanks to their Austin 316 day sale. And I saw this the other day, and I said to myself, holy shit, he still does got drawing power. It says he proves that he can still move tickets for the WWE. Not in the exact way he used to, but his iconic catchphrase still resonates. What happened is they put a 31.6% discount on all them tickets. You know how the WrestleMania tickets were super high, all of this. And come to find out, it sold a couple of thousand WrestleMania tickets, 1,000 WrestleMania tickets, 2,000 for both nights this sale did. So now 40,000 tickets have been sold for both nights of WrestleMania. There was merch that was for sale on the website. So it seems like Austin still can sell tickets for pretty much anything. Tom Brady is being reported as potentially coming in for WrestleMania 42 amid WWE talks. I think this is a horrible decision. If there's any wrestler, if there's any celebrity I don't want to see in WrestleMania, it's going to be the old retired quarterback that wasn't even physical when he played. This isn't like Floyd Mayweather. This isn't like William Refrigerator Perry. Is there anybody here that thinks Tom Brady can beat up anybody in the WWE? None of this makes sense. But they say that they're thinking about bringing him in. He's considered over the weekend. During a flag football classic, Brady took a beating from official USA team that showed the master quarterback the differences between the two sports. But following his endeavor in flag football, that might not be the last new frontier Brady dabbles in. After months of trash talking between him and Logan Paul, I swear to God, if they book Tom Brady to beat Logan Paul, I'm never watching WWE again. I hope they're not going this direction. I hope they're not going to do a wrestling match with Tom Brady and Logan Paul. That would be completely disgusting. Guys, I mentioned Jim Johnston earlier. If you don't know who Jim Johnston is, he's the guy that made all the old WWE theme songs. Back when the WWE theme songs were good. You know what I'm talking about? Mark Henry says Jim Johnston belongs in the Hall of Fame with the wrestlers. I 1,000% agree. If Drew Carey deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, of course Jim Johnston does. Because when you think about pro wrestling, your moments that really are in your head, or WrestleMania 6, and the Ultimate War, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. Except for you young homos, you probably don't have many moments in your head. But real wrestling fans, you remember the music for all of those old people. The Big Boss Man's theme song, Coco Beware's theme song, Demolition's theme song. Even though I don't think he did Demolition, I'm not sure. But all the old theme songs, Jim Johnston had pretty much a hand in. And now we're stuck with these people that make the songs now, and that's why the shit sucks so bad, the songs does. I agree with Mark Henry, even though he's typically not someone I agree with. He's kind of retarded. He says, I don't even think it should be the celebrity ring. He needs to be in with us. Jim Johnston deserves a place. He did something for pro wrestling that's a lot of wrestlers haven't been able to do. I agree with this completely. Jim Johnston, the referees, if a referee goes in, they belong in there with the wrestlers. They're talent. You see what I'm saying? Celebrities aren't normal talent. For instance, if someday Jelly Roll goes in, he needs to be a celebrity. Logan Paul needs to be talent. Whatever referee, Charles Robinson, he needs to be talent. These are people that perform on a nightly basis. So I don't know if you guys agree with that or not, but so we have that news. It's being reported that several within the WWE reportedly believe that AEW is the better product, which means that this means a lot of people that work for the WWE are fucking retarded. During a self-made session on March 17th, Self-Made Pro revealed how WWE talent and staff really feel about AEW when the cameras are off. When asked how many people in WWE would admit AEW is a better product right now, the answer made it clear there's a split internally. This sounds dumb as fuck. A decent number of them, but there were also WWE people, especially in positions of decision-making, who would dismiss AEW's product and act like it doesn't have much merit. There's still that mentality of what we do is better. And I agree with them, of course. But there are plenty of people in the company who think AEW is better, the better product. When Hunter came in and took over, one of the first things he did was acknowledge that AEW's product was far superior in 2022. Let me say it again. When Hunter came in and took over, one of the first things he did was acknowledge that the AEW product was better in 2002. You gotta be retarded to even think anything like this. The only time they even had a good year was what, in 2019? Ain't that when they started? I'll give them the first year. But there's no one that thinks over 2022 they had good stories. 2023 they had good stories. The best you could say is that when Punk was there, eyes were on them. I think Triple H should be fired for that shit. I think he should be fired for that shit. AEW literally has never had stories. Speaking of AEW, Wardlow was actually backstage for AEW's recent Revolution pay-per-view in Los Angeles on March 15th. It seems to be kept under wraps at this time. But the website heard from sources that the big powerhouse was actually there. However, Wardlow was only there visiting, and there are no plans for him to pop up on Dynamite or Collision imminently. Wardlow hasn't wrestled since losing the AEW World Title match to Samoa Joe on March 13th, 2024. Let that sink in. Wardlow has not wrestled in 2 years. 2 years. Now, he has been rehabbing a serious knee injury for a solid year before that, before he made his... So basically, he made his return as part of the Callis family. And he tore a pec then in that segment and put him right back on the bench. Prior to that, he had been out over a year. So he's just been gone and injured. I have no clue if he's ready. Fightful says they're not 100% sure if he's cleared for in-ring work. You know that man's eventually going to WWE. You know he's going. Let's go ahead and take a look at the WWE current plans for the Bella Twins at WrestleMania. Basically, after this past SmackDown, basically what we have that will come at WrestleMania 42 is a 4-team match for the women's tag team titles. This is according to Bodyslam.net. We're going to see Nia Jax, Last Legend, versus Flair and Bliss, versus the Bella Twins, and versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. That match sounds like complete monkey shit. But we're going to have that match, and to be perfectly honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they put the belts on the Bella Twins. However, it looks like I think Bayley is going to turn on Lyra Valkyria, and I think at some point this Flair Bliss thing, you have to break up. So it's either going to be the Bella Twins winning those titles or Last Legend and Nia Jax keeping them. I would say, right? I would say it's got to be one of those two things. Roman Reigns' jacket on Raw, which we just saw yesterday. This is the only Raw thing I want to talk about. I guess this jacket is $2,000. Yeah, nah, I ain't doing that shit. But Roman's the man. He makes the money. Go ahead. Spend that money. $2,000 jacket. Just seems weird to me. Spoiler on Cody Rhodes' character direction after the Randy Orton attack. Basically what we got, speaking on Self-Made Session, this is the Self-Made Pro who also told us about some other shit a second ago. He revealed details about how Rhodes, the same person that said people in WWE think AEW is better, reveals details about how Rhodes will be presented once he's back on television. After asking directly about Rhodes' direction, the response made it clear that there's a definite change coming in how he approaches Orton. So I asked someone at WWE, I said, does this lead to a character shift for Cody Rhodes? What's the plan here? What I was told was that when Cody reemerges on TV for the rest of his build, he will fight fire with fire. So is Orton still going to be the heel? I would imagine, right? And when I asked what that meant, they said that the edge Randy is showing right now in the build, Cody is going to show the same edge. So we're going to see I hope they do this. Because they need to tell the Randy and the Cody story right. And this should be personal. This should be betrayal. They have to tell it right. No question about it. Guys, real quick, fans call out WWE for using Jon Moxley's name for a cheap pop on Raw. I'm just saying. The AEW fans are pussies. We don't want you to use Jon Moxley's name. We think you used it for a cheap pop. Yeah, they used it to shit on him. They used it to shit on him. I don't think that... it's Paul Heyman.
Through the list. Well, it was Goldberg. Well, no, it wasn't Goldberg.
Let me go into...
Well, there was Braun Strowman.
I'm doing this to prevent copyright.
Oh, no, it wasn't Braun Strowman. Oh, it was Dean Ambrose.
Nope. So they're all pissed off and triggered. Anyway, Sid Vicious is set for the 2026 Hall of Fame induction this year. Congratulations to Big Sid Vicious. I know he's passed on, but there's no question of course he should be in the Hall of Fame. So shout out to Sid Vicious, one of my favorites of all times. Brock Lesnar reveals why his real reason behind his WWE return. He says, I had left the company years ago, and I'm grateful that I'm back for a short time here. So I'm really grateful for all the opportunities that I've had in my life. So basically, Lesnar explained that his return wasn't about legacy, headlines, or even WrestleMania. It was about providing for his family. Of course it was. Brock Lesnar's always about the money. He says, shit, I went back to work so I can feed my kids. He said, you guys should see my grocery bill. There you go, Brock. And no, I think it's perfect. It's the perfect answer. It goes along with his character. It goes along with his character. It's the perfect fucking answer. Brock Lesnar explains why his career achievements does not matter to him. He says, for me, none of my championships or none of my accolades, they all mean nothing. It means nothing to me. He said, my kids are my legacy. I mean, in today's dark-ass world that we're living in, if you can come out and have good kids, I take a lot of pride in that. He says, people see the entertainment Brock Lesnar, and they think that's who I am, but it's not who I am. And I don't let people into my circle enough to even know. And I believe that, because I believe the character Brock Lesnar would be like that too. So it's been a mystique for a long time, but I could be an asshole when I want to be. I think that's, man, I love Brock's entire style, man. I love his entire style. WWE reveals a ridiculous price for Cody Rhodes' bus tour at WrestleMania 42. It is $37,500. You can't make this shit up. Giving fans a chance to literally ride along with the American Nightmare during WrestleMania week. $37,500. And you could ride around. This is for the elite packages. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The package to ride with Cody is $9,950 per person with only 12 slots available. Ain't that some shit? I ain't about to pay 10 grand to ride on a bus with some motherfucker. Ronda Rousey's AEW future revealed after Revolution appearance. Her run may already be over before it started. It wasn't meant to go beyond that night. This is according to PW Insider. Rousey is not expected to return to AEW anytime soon. The appearance was supposed to be just a one-off in order to support Marina Shafir. So the Ronda Rousey shit, they put the graphic up, Ronda Rousey's all elite, put her on the roster, and the bitch ain't even on the roster. Meanwhile, Braun Strowman's a complete fuck up. He says WWE script sucked during his run. He says, for me, the big eye-opening thing was not having my hands tied. They've allowed me to be me, whereas my hands were tied creatively for the last 12 years in WWE. And while that's not a bad thing, I was blessed with what I got to do. But at the end of the day, I was playing a character on a show. And sometimes the script sucked. I mean, no offense, I hated it. But I had to go in there and make the best of it because that was my job. Now, of course, he's got this little cooking show, the food show, which all of a sudden he's getting big on. So he's getting cocky. No, I think we all understand Braun Strowman sucked inside that ring. Anyways, a lot of stuff going on. Ricochet still doing Ricochet shit. Tama Tonga fine. Braun Breaker returning. Tony Storm out for a year. All kinds of shit, man. Let me know what you guys think about this. What I do want to leave you with is, do you believe Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania? Do you believe that could be still a WrestleMania match? Because if they're taking it easy because Braun's barely back and Seth obviously Seth's injury prone, but I guess my question is do you think that they should go ahead and put this match on Mania? Because we're what, 3.5 weeks left for the build? Maybe if they brought if Braun Breaker returned next Monday, and they had 3 weeks to build, maybe I could see it. I don't know. Anyways, guys, love you guys. I will see you tomorrow with another video. Hopefully it won't be as long as 34 minutes, but it's been a while. Had a little bit to catch. It was a big news day, actually. A lot of shit I want to talk about. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins. Is it still worth it right now? It's a big match. I don't want to waste it, right? Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.